by employers in our country. Indeed, the level of non-compliance in our country is very high. People are not complying with the labor laws. Employers are not complying with our labor laws.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today's story has sparked a huge conversation across South Africa. Many South Africans are asking whether businesses that hire undocumented foreign nationals are breaking the law. The discussion centers around Section 38 of South Africa's Immigration Act, which places legal responsibilities on employers. But what exactly does the law say? Who can be arrested? Can employers face fines or prison? Let's break everything down in simple language. Stay until the end, because many people misunderstand what Section 38 actually means. Section 38 of South Africa's Immigration Act says employers must not knowingly employ a person who does not have legal authorization to work in South Africa. This means employers have a duty to verify that employees have valid documents before hiring them. The law is aimed at preventing unlawful employment practices. Important point. The law focuses on the employer's legal responsibility. It requires businesses to check work authorization documents. Employers are expected to verify identity documents, verify work permits when applicable, keep records of employees, cooperate with labor and immigration inspections. Failure to do this may lead to legal consequences under immigration law. Let's hear from our correspondents. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Now, a joint labor inspection in Johannesburg's city centre has uncovered a string of serious labor and health as well as safety violations. At one business, workers were allegedly paid below the minimum wage and had no UIF and were working without proper protective equipment. Inspectors also found unsafe food handling as well as electrical hazards, prompting the city to order the business's immediate closure. Let's speak to Deputy Labour Minister John Mosibia about how widespread non-compliant labour practices are, and even government's plan to try and eradicate them. Deputy Minister, thank you so much for the time. Appreciate it this morning. I've got the closure of quite a number of businesses, including that butchery as well, the serious labour as well as health violations. It suggests, however, that this has been going on for quite a number of years at the very least. Is this now going to be an official change? Is this going to be something that is now going to happen all the time with regards to these inspections?
Good morning, Rabile, to you and the viewers at home. Yes, on Friday last week, as we have said, the operation that was led by the minister while I was leading another one in Free State, Paris, at the same time, it's now an order of the day. We've been doing it, in fact, even before, but we have enhanced the level and ramped up the work that we are doing in trying to curb and stop this non-compliance by employers in our country. Indeed, the level of non-compliance in our country is very high. People are not complying with the labor laws. Employers are not complying with our labor laws, all of them. We are talking about workers who are paid a below minimum wage. It is very rife in our country that a number of employers are paying workers below the minimum wage, but also they are exposing them to unsafe working conditions, as you have narrated earlier on what the operation in Johannesburg that was led by the minister and the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, what they found in that butchery, which was very extreme. And the butchery was literally not complying with Occupational Health and Safety Act, as you spoke about the electrical connections, the minimum wage, the Basic Condition of Employment Act. So it was just a business that was operating without complying with all the labor laws of the country. But it is rife, it is widespread all over the country. There is work that we are doing. We are seeing the dent, we are seeing a change in quite a number of employers. There is an improvement.
So the question then becomes, the reason that they're not actually doing this is because of enforcement being at a low, and there maybe not even being any enforcement with regards to some of these laws as well. And that's why I asked then whether things then ultimately change right now. How many of these have you actually looked out for? Have you actually gone to thus far? How many businesses, how many entities have effectively had to close down as well off the back of this?
Arabile, it's a combination of the two. One, you have employers who just decide they are not going to comply. Some because they know they have money to pay fines, meaning they budget not to comply. But two, in South Africa, it has become a culture. We have a very bad culture in our country in general, not only employers, in general, a culture of non-compliance. We just don't want to comply with any of our laws. Doesn't matter whether it's labor laws, whether it's traffic regulations, whether you talk about bylaws in municipalities. We've created a culture, we've developed a culture that has been normalized, which needs all of us. So it's a societal challenge, but also enforcement issue, as we have said, is an issue that we need to ramp up. We need to enforce the laws of the Republic. It doesn't matter which law we are talking about, but focusing on labor laws, yes, Arabile, we haven't been to every employer that would want to be at and to enforce the laws because of the number of inspectors that we are having in the department. We've got only just about 2,300 inspectors who are supposed to be going to more than 2 million businesses in our country. But as the president has announced during SONA, but also even yesterday, made it clear that there is work already that we are doing in terms of recruiting the 10,000 inspectors. It's going to make a huge change. It's going to make a huge dent in making sure that we reach as many as possible, as far as and wide, the number of businesses that we need to inspect. We have closed quite a number of businesses, but when we say we close businesses, it doesn't mean that we close a business permanently. We close a business, we prohibit them from operating up until they correct everything that we said they must correct. Because remember, again, we have the responsibility to balance the two. We have the responsibility to make sure that we create employment in our country, but also business thrives. But also we want to protect workers. Workers must work in safe conditions, must be paid what is due to them. Their labor rights must be protected. So we always make sure that we give the businesses an ample of time to correct what is wrong, and they do that. But if you don't correct it, then it becomes a problem. That business will be closed permanently because we can't allow any business to operate without meeting the labor laws of this republic. So, and when you want to ask how many businesses we've been to, I can tell you in the financial year of 25-26, we went to more than 300,000 businesses in our country that we just visited in one financial year.
So that's just the inspectors going through into all of these companies. What type of companies are you actually targeting as you go through these blitz?
We are targeting all sectors, but there is a top four. Obviously, there will always be those that you see that they are the priority based on their level of compliance. The top four will be your hospitality sector, will be your manufacturing sector, will be your agricultural sector, and there is one sector that I'm leaving, Arabic. I'll remember now. I don't want to include a sector that is not in the top four. But there are these top sectors. Oh, it's the retail sector. Now I remember it's the retail sector, the one that we also focus more. But we focus in all of these sectors. But these ones, we call them the top four because of their level of compliance in terms of our labor laws. So all of them, we are focusing on them. We do this work, Arabile, in fact, every day. But it's just that it's not in the face of the public. They only see when maybe I'm there or the minister is there. But even myself, I think you've seen literally every week I'm out making sure that we do this work with quite a number of teams. We've even now developed another strategy where, like in Fridays, in every province at the same time, all our offices go out and we do this and we put pressure in all employers, but focusing in the top four. So our level of coordination has improved as well. Our agility, the speed and efficiency that we have brought in doing our work, but also the collaboration with Home Affairs and SAPS has made our work to be felt, and including the municipality. That's why even when I was in Ngwate municipality in Paris on Friday, we had the municipality with us. The minister in Johannesburg had the municipality with her, and it works better because we even focus on bylaws. We focus whether employers are paying for utilities like electricity consumption and water consumption, look at their business licenses provided by municipalities, while we are looking at the labor laws, immigration laws, and criminality in general. With the four together, we have a high impact on the ground.
And I mean, we've seen the cry for the anti-illegal immigration across the country in many spheres. How much of that has impacted things as well? And by that, I mean, you've had this collaboration with Home Affairs Department. So how many employers are then still hiring or employing people that perhaps aren't in the country legally, don't have the correct or prerequisite papers to actually be part of our labor enforcement in the country? And how exactly is that faring? And what do you do once you find out that one person has actually been brought in or works for a particular company illegally?
Arabile, the employment of illegal foreign immigrants in our country is rife. We can't deny it. We've got evidence. Let me tell you, in fact, whenever I go out to do inspection and enforcement operation, I found illegal foreign immigrants. On Friday, we found 2 from Benin. Imagine, from Benin all the way up in Africa, in our continent. And we found a Zimbabwean. We found about 4 illegal immigrants just on Friday. So that's how rife it is. And we've arrested quite a number of them. At one site, we arrested 71 in Cape Town. I'm just making an example, picking just a few examples. So it is rife. Employers still don't want to respect and accept that it is criminal to employ illegal foreign immigrants in South Africa. Section 38 of Immigration Act is clear that no employer should employ illegal foreign immigrant in our country, and employers have a duty to make sure that whenever you employ a non-South Africans, you must verify their papers at Home Affairs. Yeah. It is the duty of every employer to do that. But anyone who must be employed in South Africa who's a non-South African, doesn't matter whether illegal or legal, if you are a non-South African, that person must be bringing a skill that we don't have in our country. Mm-hmm. And we are the only department that can tell you whether we do have a skill or we don't have. So you must apply from our department to give you a permission to bring a non-South African to come and work in South Africa after we have checked that we don't have that skill. But what happens is that, as we have said, when we work with Home Affairs and SAPS, they have a power to arrest. That's why we bring them. Home Affairs, they are the ones who are the custodians of immigration in South Africa. Even if I can see that this person is illegal, but it's only Home Affairs that by law, because we want to do these things and work within the legal framework, they are the only ones who can confirm and say this person is illegal in our country while we are dealing with using our immigration police, labor police as the Department of Employment and Labor. So we always arrest these illegal foreign immigrants. We open cases in the police stations, they appear in the magistrates, they are taken to Lindela, they are deported. With the employer is arrested. We arrest the employer who has hired an illegal foreign immigrant, and that employer will be charged and fined. Per illegal foreign immigrants in a place like Johannesburg, it costs 10,000 rand per illegal foreign immigrant. If you've hired 10, it means you have to pay 100,000 rands because it's 10 illegal foreign immigrants. That's why, but now we are dealing with the matter of changing our laws. And there is the Employment Services Act that is going out, the amendment bill that is going out to Parliament, which is coming to you as well in public, where we want comments. We've taken up the fines to 100,000 per illegal foreign immigrants in each and every employer. If you have employed 10, it's going to cost you R1 million. If we find that you are a repeat offender, we are taking it up to 200,000. But on a third time, we take it to R1 million and we open a criminal case for you, and you are prosecuted as an employer. That's how far we're going to try and curb the issue of illegal foreign immigrant in our country.
Every single foreigner who has dreams of living in South Africa and benefiting from the blood, sweat and tears and sacrifice of our ancestors has to come here and pay 40,000 bribe for their papers to even get touched by Home Affairs.
Government departments conduct inspections to check compliance. These inspections may involve Home Affairs, Department of Employment and Labor, SAPS, other enforcement agencies. The topic has become popular because recent inspections have targeted businesses suspected of violating labor or immigration laws. Officials say inspections are intended to ensure businesses comply with South African legislation. Some businesses have faced investigations after authorities alleged immigration or labor violations. If authorities determine an employer knowingly hired someone without legal authorization to work, penalties may include criminal prosecution, fines, possible imprisonment depending on the offense and court outcome. The exact penalty depends on the facts of each case and the court process. Important clarification. Being a foreign national is not the same as being in South Africa unlawfully. Some foreign nationals have work visas, permanent residence, refugee or asylum documentation, subject to applicable laws and conditions. Each case depends on legal status. Authorities have repeatedly encouraged employers to comply with immigration regulations. Government says compliance helps protect lawful employment, reduce document fraud, strengthen labor standards. Businesses are encouraged to verify documents before employment. Many South Africans say unemployment remains a serious concern. The debate over undocumented employment has become linked to broader discussions about job opportunities, border management, labor law enforcement, immigration policy. The legal question remains focused on compliance with South African law. Today's discussion is about what Section 38 of the Immigration Act says and how it affects employers. This is an important legal issue that continues generating debate across South Africa. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think businesses are doing enough to verify employee documents? Share your opinion respectfully in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more South Africa news. Every day,